All right, welcome to Two Scoops Podcast. I'm your host, Dayton, and today we've got Siren Fire Chief Paul Cornelison. So, just let's dive into it, man. I'm extremely excited to get you on here. I just had two cops on and waiting to talk fire. So,
Love it.
tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, Paul Cornelison. Been the fire chief in Siren 3 years now. I've been on the department 10 at the end of this year. So, pretty exciting.
On just Siren because you are a dual member at different departments.
True. Yeah, Siren is where I started 10 years ago. I joined Webster 8 years ago. So, I'm on two structure departments. And then also got into the wildland side of firefighting probably 6 years ago. And yeah, all things fire.
You just live and breathe it, man.
Love it.
And you're great at it, man. I mean,
Appreciate that.
when we voted for chief and you're in it, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I think it was pretty unanimous. Like,
Predetermined.
yep, he's it. I don't know why we're voting, but
I was looking forward to it, and then
we all were.
I got voted. I was like, oh shit. No,
And you are hold on, VP of the whole county now.
Oh, vice president.
Vice president of
Burnett County.
Burnett County Association.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you gonna keep on with it? Cause is this like a temp thing? Or?
See where it goes.
All right, man.
A lot of hats.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, man. Everyone knows you live and breathe fire. Like, always on. I don't know how you do it, dude. Like, the dual departments. Like, I tip my hat to you, but what made you want to get into the fire service?
It's a good question.
That's a good question.
Man, my younger years, I never knew what I wanted to do. Like, I went to college twice for two different things, and I tried working in those fields, and I was just like, man, this ain't it. This ain't fulfilling.
Yeah.
And maybe for selfish reasons, like I was looking for a purpose, and like, yeah, it's got to be everyone's top 5 of like coolest jobs there is firefighter.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everyone looks up to them guys, and
dude,
driving the trucks, and
no one hates firefighters. If you do,
fuck you.
Yeah, no kidding, Josh. Takes a real.
If you don't like Big Red.
I know.
Yeah, like I got into it, a little hesitant, but man, fell in love like right away. Like, dude, this is the best job in the world.
Yeah.
And it's tough in a small area like we're in.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's volunteer.
Yep.
You get called every once in a while, but it's a big time commitment.
It's huge, yeah. Like, I mean, in the nation, volunteer firefighters consist of, or there's almost 70% of the firefighters in America are rural volunteer departments.
Yeah.
Like, makes up a huge part of it. And yeah, like, full-time departments have structured, I don't know what their structure is, 24 on, 48 off, but like volunteer, man, you're on.
24 on.
You're on. You could get a call at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m.
Yeah, and it depends on the full-time department. 24 on,
Oh, yeah,
48 off.
of course.
Like 48 on, 96 off.
Right.
It's the scheduling thing. But yeah, the volunteer, you are 100% on call 100% of the time.
Right. I remember when you first got in as chief, you had a really good, like, I don't want to say like opening, like kind of like, I'm chief now. And you're like, man, I'm going to hold you guys to a standard. Like, we've got customers that need us. Like, it was a good speech.
Yeah.
I can't word for word say it, but it was very good. We all left that meeting like, oh yeah, Paul's here.
That was personal for me.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the first fire service in general and the expectation that people have of it, like, you're held to a pretty high standard.
Dude,
like,
everyone
you're up on a
like,
pedestal.
You're the people they call you, or yeah, when they call you, they want the best.
Exactly.
Because it's never like Bailey said, like no one calls the fire department or the police department when their finances are high, life is good. I just,
Yeah.
It's usually bad.
Usually, when they call us, they're having one of the worst days of their life,
Yep.
and it's a good feeling to help as much as you can
Right.
because it,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
But to be there for them and make a difference, even if it's small, like gratitude's about the only payment that you get in a volunteer department.
Right.
So,
Dude, it's so worth it. I wish I guess in high school growing up, I didn't really know like the process of getting onto a volunteer department.
yeah,
I really had no idea. And then kind of found out later in life like it's not it's not super hard to get that ball rolling. And then my past job, I when I was like an adult, I didn't think I could join on a department. Anyway, long story short, was able to, couldn't fulfill my training, but and anyway, long story.
yeah.
But
No, we're happy to have you, man.
oh, I love it, man. I love it. It's like you said, like I'm very prideful of being on Siren Fire. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a couple calls where at the end, like step back and go, holy shit, like this is worth it.
Yeah,
Like I'm sure you have a ton of stories like that, and I'd love to hear them. I'm sure these guys would love to hear them too.
yeah.
Like maybe not like there's
Each,
also bad, super bad ones, but
mm-hmm.
we'll keep those. But it's gonna happen, dude. There, I will say, being on a local department, I know there's gonna be a day where it's gonna be a shit call when it's someone you personally know. Like I'm
Yeah,
fortunate it hasn't happened to me yet. I like mentally prepare myself for it to happen because there's a very good possibility that it will happen at some point in my
oh yeah,
life. I don't know if you've experienced that, but it's just part of it
yeah.
being on a local department.
A small town, it's inevitable.
Dude.
Everyone knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's happened. You pull up to a vehicle accident and you recognize the
Oh
car and
yeah.
you're like, oh, I know who drives that. And
Right.
you hope they're okay. You do everything you can, but you still got a job to do. So,
Right.
yeah.
We got some pretty awesome tools to do that job now. I'm so happy we upgraded. I mean, this has
Oh,
been years,
the
but
the technology that's coming down, it is awesome. Awesome. Like,
so freaking cool. Like for the people who really don't know is like the older Jaws units, hydraulic. You got your
yeah,
crank motor with like only a certain amount of feet
like
of
25-foot
hose,
hose.
20, 25. I was never on a call using the hydraulic ones, so
Oh,
I don't I was on the training and stuff, but I was never on a call
yep.
with those. But
So,
now,
gas powered
oh yeah,
generator basically. You're
yeah,
out there hitting the choke, pull it 5-6 times,
yeah.
set the throttle, hit the
Oh my
levers,
god! And
and
that
then
last one was
you're
leaking.
tethered.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you can only reach so far from the power unit to where your tool is.
But now,
Now,
it's not. So they're powered by Milwaukee batteries. All the hydraulic spreaders, cutters, combi tools, they're all hydraulic. Battery powered. They're Milwaukee M28s,
yep,
but they're not Milwaukee tools. They're
no,
well,
Genesis is the brand that we
okay,
have.
but they are insane. Let me tell you, they will cut straight through a pillar of a car like butter,
Quick.
so quick.
Yeah, I mean, again, the
Dude,
technology to have a small battery the size of a coffee cup
yeah,
and to be able to run a hydraulic tool for an hour nonstop, cutting
yeah,
apart a car, and have over 10,000 psi of cutting power.
dude. And the time it saves you. The time is like I think probably the most crucial.
Instant.
And yeah,
Hit the
button
button,
on. Meh.
you're cutting.
They cut cigars too.
I Yep,
Shameless plug
sure
right
did.
there. You should look at that.
Yeah,
Oh
and stuff
man,
like that is needed with today's the new car technology,
dude.
the new metals
Oh,
in
and
vehicles.
like Teslas, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
electric EVs, whole other topic. They're becoming more predominant. I've been seeing a Tesla truck, a Cybertruck, two of them pretty frequently on 70. So
Yeah,
I don't know who has them, but
and trying to keep up with the technology. Like
right,
we're behind because we're responding to those things, and
right,
you don't know what you're getting into because it's hard to train on something that's brand new, something that's no one's ever experienced before.
yeah. I do like um, there's programs that are not given to us, but are put on by like the electric company. Like there's Polk Burnett that put on the last EV.
Yep.
Yeah, so like I think that's pretty neat. Where it's like we're not paying for the training to have that guy come in. They sponsor the training, and we just kind of tag along. I think it was geared towards the fire departments, but
Yeah.
they
Yep.
host it. They're like, we've got this new technology that we need to train these guys departments on in case it happens in our area, and it has already.
Yep.
I was not on those calls, but
Yeah. And that training comes into play when you get an electric vehicle that's in an accident.
yeah,
Well, it's electric. You don't know if it's still on,
right. You
and
take one of those hydraulic tools to them,
yeah,
it
all
could
the
mess.
electronics are
Yeah,
still powered up. I
yeah,
mean, thousands of volts. So you got to know what you're doing. And yeah, a vehicle that runs silently,
yeah,
if someone touches that gas pedal, that car could move,
right.
and you don't even know it.
You don't have that
Uh,
warning at all. That's right. And that training, he said, one car, someone dropped something on the gas pedal, the accelerator,
I
and it
suppose.
went up an engine. Like there's tire tracks on the back all the way up to the top. He said it happened just instantly.
Oh yeah, the amount of torque and power in an electric vehicle, it's
Yeah.
insane.
What other kind of technology on our side of the tool wise is coming out?
Kind of the handheld, like personnel, you got thermal
Oh
cameras,
yeah, the FLIRs. Yep, those are cool.
huge.
Yeah,
Like go into an environment, you put your hand in front of your face, you
yeah,
can't see it.
right.
You pull out this little thing the size of a deck of cards, and you can see everything in that room.
Yeah.
I mean the thermal outline.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can find a person, you can see where the seat of the fire is without seeing through the smoke.
Yep. That new FLIR we got is awesome.
It's so
I love
clear.
that thing. Yeah, we just used it on a house chimney fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and the sensitivity of it, like just
Right.
minor differences in temperature, you can tell.
I want to use it fishing. I don't know if you could, because like you can't see through windows and stuff like that, right? But
Yeah.
can you see through? Would water have the same refraction or whatever the glass does?
Yeah, I bet it
I,
wouldn't. It would reflect off the surface.
yeah. I'm so curious now. I like want to go grab. All right, pause. We'll go grab.
Let's try it. But
Oh my
there's
god.
always new technology, and I like that a lot of it's geared towards safety. Like something
Yeah.
new comes out, it makes our job safer.
Yep.
You know, more efficient. We're in and out of there faster, but less chance of getting hurt. Like that's
Maybe not like equipment for us, but the last training we had with that drowned victim, that it was a it was a it was a child drowned victim
mannequin.
mannequin. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very frighteningly real, but
Yes.
it was amazing. Like the training behind it, like the instructor would fill the chest cavity with water, and basically you would try to perform CPR and get the water out. And one tip that she was like, man, when you're doing CPR compressions, that water is just gonna come back into the chest cavity. So you like need to try to either tip them out, or the best thing you can have is turkey baster and suck it out.
Yep.
I
Some
got
sort of.
2 turkey basters coming from Amazon already. Like
Yeah, and
I
that's
love training like that, where you're just like, this is so realistic and great.
and that's thinking outside the box. Like
Yeah.
a cheap $2 turkey baster.
Yeah.
Boom! It's a life-saving device.
Right. And like I live right on the lake where there's a sandbar, and like there's kids all summer around, like, and like knowing the knowledge that I know now of a drowned victim, like I'm in a pretty good spot where that probably could happen. And if I didn't have that piece of equipment, like, and something happened where I knew I should have had it, I would feel really bad.
Yeah,
So,
and have the knowledge.
oh yeah,
You're probably more equipped than a lot of people just because of the training you've been through and the knowledge you have,
right.
stuff like that.
No, it's great. I love how our training kind of instills like don't lose your shit, like keep calm. Because I don't know if you okay when you went through A and B. Uh, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna tell you my side of the story and see if the same thing happened with you and your classmates at the time.
Yep.
Um, so immediately they had you all turn out gear, and they had you go through this like covered like plywood maze,
Yep.
and you were in tight spaces. You had all your turnout gear on, packed up, and they would blindfold you so you couldn't see shit. Well, you'd see dudes get in there and freak out.
Oh yeah.
And like some of them were like, "This ain't for me." Done.
I think that's why they do that right in the
That's
beginning.
what I'm wondering.
Yep.
So you had the same experience.
Yep. They purposely, I wouldn't
Yeah.
say weed out people, but
Yeah.
like, okay,
Like
if you're claustrophobic, if you're
right.
scared of the dark, we're going to put you through this first. And if you can't do this, maybe this isn't for you.
Right.
And then for sure, like, yeah, people, that's tough. And that's in a
is.
training
Yeah.
scenario. So you know nothing bad's going to happen.
Right.
But in a real scenario, that's what it is. You go into a building, the smoke's down to
You
the
can't
floor,
see
you
shit.
can't see nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
And then what do you freak out when someone's calling for you to help? Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, that's you got to keep your cool. But
Yeah.
pretty cool story on that. But your wife, congratulations too.
Thank you.
Yes. How is it? How's being
Love it.
married? Love it.
Best thing in the
Great.
world.
Yes. Paul's wife and me were on the same class, A and B, so we were on the same team. So when you go through A and B, they kind of group you up and like you kind of have your teammates that you go through all their exercises with, and yeah, it was me, her, and Ranger. I don't know if I want to like drop names, but she is a badass, man. Like she's insane. I'm so happy like we were a team there.
Yeah.
So
She's the greatest. And
yeah.
that I want to say that her being on a fire department, it helps. She knows, she understands. Like any time of day, it don't matter. That thing
Right.
starts beeping, you're heading out.
Right.
And she understands, like, okay, you got a job to do.
Right. She's on there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Different departments, so sometimes I have to leave and she doesn't, but she understands. And
Right.
you know, getting home late at night, or having to leave at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now she doesn't even wake up. She's like, ah.
Yeah. Tiff's the same way.
Mhm.
She basically is just like, send me the address. Be safe.
Yeah.
She's an insurance agent, so she's like, I want to see if it's one of our.
Yeah. It takes that understanding of family, like,
Yeah.
to support the person that's doing it and understand it's a calling. And
Yeah.
yeah, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for someone else. That support at home is huge.
They're huge. Yeah. I can't imagine if my wife was like, oh, like you're always going on these calls and meetings and trainings, like that's every month scheduled.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like she wasn't on board, that'd be tough.
It would be.
Like
It's a massive time commitment.
it
And it's
is.
not just the calls at random hours, days and night. Meetings once a month, trainings once a month, at least once a month. And yeah, it's constant.
Yeah. Do we got any new guys kind of coming in? I mean, I know we just brought 4 guys on.
4?
Any in like the queue?
I heard we had 1 application coming in. I haven't seen it yet, but
Okay.
I'm thankful. Like, we have a pretty full roster
We
compared
do.
to a lot
Yeah.
of departments in our area. But I'm so thankful. And we got some new guys, super motivated,
No
super
kidding.
passionate.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
That it's really fulfilling for me. Even I can't even say I'm a veteran. I've been on 10 years, but
You're a
seeing
veteran. You're Chief Paul. I don't want to consider myself a veteran. I'm just the highest ranking fight.
I'm a big fish in a really small pond.
Yeah, you're very
But
humble.
seeing new guys come in, and not even young guys, just new to the fire service coming in and being super passionate,
Oh, yeah.
dedicated, it's heartwarming.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep. Dude, when you hand out a fucking like one of those plastic hats to a kid and they're just like, oh, that's the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Love that.
highlights of the job, like doing the school stuff,
Yeah.
going to teach fire safety and doing the parades and
Right.
having kids tour the station. That is so cool. I
Yeah.
mean, and that goes back to that pedestal that people put you on. Like,
Right.
firefighters are so cool, man.
Because they are. They got sweet mustaches. You gonna grow yours out?
I had SCBA training yesterday. I had to
Oh.
shave. It's coming back.
Okay. I took fire A and B, and when I graduated, it just
Bang.
came right out. I've never had so in my previous job with the oil industry and stuff, you'd always take the fit test and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, you have to be clean shaven or else you won't have a good seal. But I've never had a problem with my mask sealing with a mustache. I can definitely see the beard thing like being an issue, but
Yeah, definitely on the chin area where it seals.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know, NFPA is currently testing.
Don't tell me that they're gonna can the mustache.
They're testing it.
Yeah.
To see if facial hair actually affects the seal of a mask.
It's tradition, damn it.
I know. I mean, stashes for sure.
Okay, well, I mean, what do you do if they conclude that?
I mean, what else? What else is synonymous with the stash, like the fire service?
I mean, it goes like where it all became.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was basically their SCBAs. like they would grow it so long that their literal snot would like coat it, and it would kind of protect a little bit from smoke.
Yeah, like built-in filter.
That's it. That's all they had. Can you imagine just like going into a fully engulfed structure with no? Those dudes were insane. I mean, they didn't have the equipment we have, but
yeah,
I can't imagine. Couldn't see. Like they're probably just like, I don't know what you do.
They set a high standard.
Jesus.
Because they didn't have the safety equipment, and they still did the job.
They had buckets.
Yeah.
And they still did the job.
Oversized coats and rubber boots.
No kidding. Just bucket brigade.
Tradition, the name of the game.
I know. I hope we never get rid of the mustaches, but
I hope not either.
If I see any SOPs next meeting, I'll know who it's from. Do you follow anybody like on social media that's in the fire scene?
Ton.
Of course.
Of course.
Dude, there's always one video that stands out to me. I think maybe you showed me it, but it's this guy in like Florida. I don't know if he's like a civilian or whatever, just a dude, but you hear all the sirens coming. They're like, oh, engine 6 is out. Oh, here comes 7. They emptied the barn. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, go get him, brother. Every time I'm like out somewhere else, I always think, they emptied the barn.
There's a whole Instagram page called Brotherhood Buffs, and it's just clip after clip after clip of ambulance going by, fire truck going by.
Yes.
Go fucking get him.
Yes. I need to get on that. I like Firefighter Chronicles and Firefighter Fenton with the huge mustache. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't know if you know, but like that mustache is fake.
Yeah.
And the voice is fake too. Like I saw him on this podcast and he took it off and like he, like real voice. I'm like, what is real? Like, what the hell?
Right. You've only seen him in the
Oh,
context of his
dude, I
videos.
know, but I love his video. Both of their videos. You know what I'm
Uh,
talking about? The bald guy who,
yep.
yeah,
Jason Patton, I think is
is
his
that
name.
he's on Rockford?
Yep.
Rockford? Yeah,
See,
I love those.
fire department
So
coffee
great. He's actually
or
part
spokesperson.
owner of that now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Oh my God, they're great. Keep doing what you're doing.
Great
I love
coffee,
that.
and yeah, they do sponsorship stuff. Like if you buy a coffee a certain month, you get a T-shirt from a department, and some proceeds from that
Yeah.
go to that department. It's cool.
Do you have their coffee?
Oh yeah,
And how many T-shirts do you have?
I got one.
Oh, I gotta get
I,
on that. I've been becoming a coffee snob. I'm serious. I have so many different like coffee apparatuses, and Tiff is like, "Quit it."
Another hobby.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do you like yours?
good.
Or
Uh,
no,
oh,
like
yeah.
paper or plastic? Yes. No.
How do I like my
Like
coffee?
how do you make it? Do you have like a
Ooh,
like it's just regular pot or
black
French
and creamer.
press?
Yeah, regular pot. Throw a
Yep,
little creamer in.
that's
I
it.
mean, I go for the fancies. I'll get a latte every once in a while,
Yeah,
but
I really like. Shout out to Crosshatch. Their tall hot Cuban,
ooh, I have to try
so
that.
good. Oh, it is. It's my favorite.
They got good
So good.
lattes there too.
They do, and they're so nice. I really like that business a lot. And the building, like I used to work there, like throughout my younger years, like when it was
Oh
Main
yeah,
Street.
yep.
Oh, shout
Main
out to
Street
Connie.
Cafe.
Just that was the golden times of my life. Okay, quick segment here. We're gonna thank some sponsors. First off, we've got Fights Backwoods Beer and Bait, located in Fallen, Wisconsin, right off of 70. Great live bait, great guy. Check him out. Support your local bait shop. Then we've got Ken's Affordable Auto in Siren, Wisconsin. Not just a car dealership, he'll also fill your propane tanks. Then there's Throttle RX in Danbury, Wisconsin. If you're looking at exploring northern Wisconsin and want to rent any UTVs or pontoons, book with them now. And if you use code 2scoops, you'll get an exclusive discount. Next is Leaf and Lumber Construction. I think he's focusing on decks and fences this summer, but give him a call, see what he can do. Everyone's link will be in the description below. Check them out. And thank you very much. Back to the show. Dude, let's touch on some calls.
I'm in.
Not, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
not details.
okay, so memorable calls, like calls that were like, man, this is worth it. Very sentimental to you. Like, there's got to be a couple.
Oh, for sure. And not fires. Like,
Dude, a lot of our calls are not actually
it,
structure fires.
it's amazing. They call us the fire department. They call us firefighters. We
Yeah.
drive fire trucks. It is such a small percentage of what we do, honestly.
Right.
I mean, call us an all hazards department because fires are, thankfully, they're becoming less and less,
Right.
which means less and less people are having real bad days. But
It's good.
talk about car accidents. I mean, carbon monoxide, ice water rescue. I mean, we do it all.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, some of the most memorable to me, the ice rescue. Um, strange situation. Like dispatch called me on my phone and like, hey, do you rescue pets that have fell through the ice? I'm like, maybe we can. Yeah, we're gonna go. And we got a call on the way there that the home or the pet owner tried to self rescue the pet and ended up in the water,
I remember this one. Yeah.
which was, I'm glad we're already en route.
Yeah.
And that was part of my thinking. Like, okay, if it's a pet,
Yeah. If my dog's out there, like I'm going
right.
after him.
So some of that preemptive thinking, like, okay,
Yeah.
if the pet's in, the homeowner's going in, we're going to mitigate this situation.
This is why you're chief.
Like Page's department, we're going.
Yep.
Halfway there. Yep.
It was shitty roads too. It was really bad.
Nasty, blizzard,
Yeah.
cold.
I'm glad you're telling this because like this was probably the main call that I would say I'm like. Anyways,
Yeah, one of your pinnacles, like
I
so.
got there late, but I saw the aftermath of it. Like helped with. Anyways, keep.
Yeah,
This is a good.
so
I love this story. This actually is very.
so we roll up on scene, run down to the water. The guy's 250 feet from shore in open water
Yeah.
on a paddleboard that he somehow swam out there. Him and the dog are on the board.
Yeah.
We're talking to him like, "Hey man, we're coming to get you," and he's cold.
It was you in Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had fell in the water, so he's already wet. I'm not sure the temperature. Below freezing, so cold. I mean, he was obviously getting near hypothermia.
Yeah.
But we got to get this guy out of the water
Yeah.
now. So put on a wetsuit, ice water rescue suit, tie a rope to you,
Yep.
and head out. Like you have to get to that guy before he goes in and possibly under. Like that, and that was tough. That was the ice conditions. I mean, very thin ice, very hard, but enough to support you.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't stand up on it. You would break and fall through.
Right.
So it was like army crawl, hands
Yeah.
and knees, get out there, grab the guy, and hold on for dear life, and then have the people on shore pull that rope and get you both back to shore.
Yeah.
And,
Like his whole family was there.
right.
It was like, was it a cabin and they were all having a weekend there or something?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got there, I took the F-150, and I remember it was shitty roads. I was trying to get there as fast as I can, but so finally got there and kind of like saw you guys pulling him out, and he was blue. Like
Yes.
he was blue.
Yeah. And that's the name of the game is speed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's crashing. He's getting cold. Get him out.
Yep.
Get him out of his wet clothes. The ambulance was on standby.
Yeah, but we stuffed him into 4, like the rescue, and got him warm.
Yep.
And like that's, dude, I like can see this so. When I got there and like opened up the doors and just like saw him fucking in a blanket or whatever, and like his family and stuff was in there like trying to warm him up,
Yeah.
and he was already blue, and like that's when I like looked around and there's Austin like just like you could see his face was like that was fucking close.
That was.
And like just taking that whole scene in, like this could have been really bad if it wasn't for some of that training with the ice rescue.
Right.
Like,
I mean, if we didn't leave when I got that phone call,
right.
If I would have said, "No, we don't rescue pets," and then the homeowner's in the water.
Right.
Well, now it's 15 minutes to get there.
Right. And that 15 minutes could have been.
Oh yeah.
But it was a great dude. After that, like I had zero part of it. I was just like there witnessing that, and it was so cool, man. Like
yeah. But that.
And there's a lot of things that we took from that as a department and kind of figured like, hey man, we couldn't see. Like I love that about our meetings where we'll have a call and we'll have like a debrief usually after the night, and then we'll like circle back to it in a meeting and go, hey, this worked out, but there's things we can improve on this. So like from that, Austin was like, when you guys were dragging me back, like I was smoking my head on ice chunks.
Yep.
So now we got sweet helmets. Like, perfect.
Yeah.
And then the lights too. That was another thing where like the lights couldn't see them.
The personal strobes.
Yeah.
And the helmet lights. Like,
so it's awesome that it's always evolving. Like we're always consistently.
Learn how can we do it better?
Right.
Everything. Yes. We can always do better.
Right.
So that sticks out a lot. That was super emotional. Like that was probably the most physically demanding call that I've been on, because army crawling 200 yards out on the ice and then bear hugging a guy who's on the edge of consciousness. Like, pull me back. We got to get this guy out of the water, and now.
Yes. And the dog made it too.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So that very memorable for me. There, I got so many.
I'm all ears.
I like the funny ones. Like man, we've had some strange calls. Strange, like, and another water one. I don't know if you made
Another
this
one?
one, but we got called possible drowning. Like, you don't have a lot of middle of summer, you get called to a possible drowning,
Oh,
and you start thinking like,
yeah.
you don't have a lot of time. So I hopped in my truck. I went straight to the thing instead of going to the hall, get in the truck, then
Right.
go. Like, time is the key.
Right.
Headed out, got to the address. I met a deputy. He arrived about the same time. We walked out to the dock at the address, and we could hear the guy yelling, like, "Help! Help!" I'm like, all right, he's still alive. He's
Yep.
still above
Yep.
water. I don't know if I should name the lake, but
Yeah.
it's super shallow.
Yep.
Super shallow.
Shoot, yeah.
I look at the deputy. I'm like, dude, it's only knee deep. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Hopped in the water, fully clothed, headed over to this guy, and he's laying down, maybe 8 inches of water,
Yeah.
and his face is above the water, and he's yelling. And he's like, "Help me, I'm drowning!" I'm like, "Guy, we got you, we got you." You know. So we grabbed him by each arm, stood him up.
Yeah.
Like, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah." Let him go. Fell over again. I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
Come on, man.
Okay, so it was like 3 in the morning. He was a little intoxicated. Went
Yeah.
for a walk. Ended up in the lake. And
Poor guy.
no injuries. I laugh about it now, but
Yeah.
man, when you get that, when that goes across the page, you're drowning.
Yep. Yes.
You got to act. And
Yeah.
so, a great outcome. I laugh about it now, but
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I remember you guys talking about. I wasn't on that one. That wasn't that long ago either.
No, last summer, 2
Right.
summers ago.
But we've had a lot of ice and water rescues the past 3 years, and I mean, that's kind of the reason why we're getting a boat too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's you never know what you're gonna get called to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see these patterns. Like, all of a sudden, we're seeing way more people on the ice way sooner or way later.
Yeah.
And taking those risks, or even summertime, out on the boat, no life jackets,
Right.
or even paddle boarding. Like,
Yeah, dude, and so with like the going out on thin ice, like, since it's sort of ice fishing content right now, like, we do our training for ice rescue. Like, we will all get in our suits and drop in the lake, like simulate a break-in. And what I've noticed is that if there's like no snow coverage and you go in and you can't touch, like, it's damn near impossible to get yourself out of the lake without ice picks. So if I could have like one PSA to all the ice fishermen, it would be wear your picks. Like, if it's sketchy, wear your picks, because it's damn near impossible to get out. Anyways,
yeah,
I'm off my tangent.
a memorable. It didn't happen to us, but a gentleman going across the ice on side by side.
Yep.
Side by side, went through the ice, like, down to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy managed to crawl out. And I don't know the brand, but he had one of those floaty,
Yeah, like probably the
suits.
striker ice suits.
Yep.
They basically float.
Able to make it back to
Yep.
the surface because he was wearing that.
Right.
You're not gonna wear a life jacket
Right.
out on the ice,
Right.
but
I wonder if any. So, like, our ice suits have picks in the actual, like, sleeves. So we rip them out, and they're tethered. So if any ice fishing, like, outfitters out there want to slap those in, I'm sure it would be received well.
yeah,
I love that design in there, because, like, then you're not like, oh, I gotta get them off my neck, because usually the ones that I wear are right in the neck.
yep,
Those ones, tethered. If you lose it, it's
it's
just
still
right there.
attached to your
Grab it.
hand.
So good design. I love our ice suits.
Mhm.
There's one ice suit that has a freaking hole in it, and, like,
We
you
replaced them all.
Huh?
We replaced them all. We got
Oh, thank
4
God.
brand new
Because I
suits.
had it this year. I was so pissed. I'm like, because all the other ice trainings, you know, there's one suit, and you're like, I hope I don't have it. And then right when I got in the water, I was like, I have it. Shit.
You just feel that little trickle like running down your leg.
Right.
Oh, it's
Damn
cold.
it. But
Which is a safety concern. That's why we replaced
I'm
it.
glad we replaced it. So another big thing with volunteer departments, right, is a lot of our equipment is like self-bought through our own fundraisers.
Yes.
So I really like this is probably a heated topic, but I really like what we did with our main event.
Yeah, banquet. Yep.
Yep. I think that I really like what
Oh,
we're doing with that, and I think it shows too that it works. So
yeah, and being, man, before I was chief, I didn't know the ins and outs, you know, the
Yeah.
administrative stuff. And
Yeah.
man, when I got in, I'm like, dude, the
Oh my
price of
God.
equipment. Okay, say 6 years ago, a pack was a SCBA pack was like $5,000.
Right.
I just got a quote for the new ones we're looking to replace. They're like $9,000 a
Right.
piece.
And this is like, it's not like something. It's like, oh, you can upgrade. Like it's an NFPA standard to replace that. So
Yep.
we're like kind of bottlenecked in the like, you guys need, like, it's not a want. Like we're requiring you to
Yeah.
replace this.
Yep.
And thankfully we have gracious donations and fundraisers and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And that's the tough part. Like we have standards we have to uphold, and we get audited. They come in. You have to have the right stuff to
Yep.
do the job, and the equipment, just the price of it, it's astronomical.
Dude,
and they
yeah.
say, well, you know, one organization, you have to have this to function. And
Right.
well,
Where's the money come from?
the manufacturer's like, well, if they have to have it,
Yeah.
the price goes
I'm
up.
sure there's sucks. How much is it to outfit one entry guy?
Okay, so one single firefighter.
Yep.
A turnout gear.
Yep.
Jacket, pants,
Boots,
gloves, and a helmet. $3,500.
Not your pack, like your
Nope.
mask.
That's just to outfit the uniform that we wear. And then, okay, you got $9,000 into a pack.
And a bottle.
Yep,
Right.
and a bottle.
Yep.
SCBA mask. You throw a hand tool in, or a thermal. It's $15,000 to send one person into a fire.
Yeah.
All right, and if the turnout gear, 10 years, like from the date it was manufactured, once it hits 10 years old, you can't use it in fire anymore. Like, throw it in the trash. So,
yeah.
$350 a year, man. And then the packs, 15 years is the time span, or the expiration date. Like 15 years from manufacture, it no longer meets certifications to be used anymore. So
It's insane.
yeah, and
But you gotta have it. Yeah, you literally have to have it.
have to.
Yeah.
And even on trucks, they're starting to put expiration dates like 25 years. You can't use a pumper anymore. I mean, but that's what they say. 25 years is the standard. Your frontline engine can't be more than 25 years old.
Okay. How old's engine one?
It is a 2006, so coming up on 20.
Okay. Cool. So we got some. Dude, we actually. Yeah, it was at Indianapolis when we went down to look at that truck.
FDIC.
Yeah. Oh,
For those
my
that
God.
don't know, FDIC, Fire Department Instructors Conference. It is the biggest gathering of fire. What do you call it?
We gotta cut this short.
What do we got?
Paging. Webster Fire. Webster Fire. Please call that there's fire in the area. Road. 45 days of fire appears to be at property, possibly a shed. Would be the property right next to him. Here's page 1725.
Hey,
I mean, we'd probably get mutual. Pack
sounds
this
good.
up. Let's go.
Let's boogie.
Yeah.
Scoop you later.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious.
Let's continue this later.
Yeah, let's do this later. All right, pause. Work to do. I think I might just go to the station then, if it's a structure. All right, guys, we're heading out. Scoop you later. I think we're all right. That's going.
How do we
Get
look?
the GoPro on again. Well, that was exciting.
False alarm.
Yeah, so that was kind of neat at the same time. Get a call right when we're doing this. So your other department had a call for a possible structure, which usually, if the viewers don't know in this, usually when there's a structure with these rural departments, like if one neighboring department gets called there, like usually the surrounding ones are going to mutual aid. Pretty much every time.
Oh yeah.
If it's a structure. So immediately thought both of us were like, all right, baby, job town.
Job done.
But we got canceled, so popped in here. So we thought this was going to be like a part 2, but just going to blast away. But no, that was cool. But just like goes to show you, it's like, it's 5:30. Like, you can get a call anytime. So.
This is early.
Yeah, no kidding.
Compared to
Usually you're like sleeping 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, all right. But I have no idea what we were just talking about. Oh, it was the convention.
Oh, FDIC.
Yes.
I don't know which part it
huge.
was on.
I was working in Chicago, and I met you guys down there. Oh,
Yep.
dude, and kind of like a fun little thing that I remembered, but our hotel room was. Do you remember that?
The Holiday Inn.
I don't know what hotel, but I remember the room number. You know what it was? 343.
Oh.
What are the
How could I
odds?
forget?
What are the odds?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. FDIC, Fire Department Instructors Conference, is the biggest gathering of fire department. So it's like a week long. They have classes, they have seminars, speakers, and they have the biggest gathering of manufacturers that like show off their products. So
Yep.
Lucas Oil Stadium is full of fire trucks and equipment.
gear
I mean,
and-
they got
yeah.
ladder trucks
sky high.
sky high.
So great.
Inside, it's cool. And the entire convention center is just full of fire service products, all the brand new technology coming out. It takes days to walk through it all. And I forget, there's like 35,000 people attend this event.
So many people.
And it is
So many mustaches. It's so
So
great.
much. But is probably one of the coolest events I've been to.
It was really neat. I did not know what to expect, and it was really cool. Oh, you know what? I didn't like. I can't get over the European helmets. Oops.
Oh,
The European helmets.
yep.
Like, I remember I stuck one on and like flipped the mask down, and like my nose like smashed in. I can't get over those. I hope we never ever get those.
They do stuff different over there.
I know. I think they're faster.
Man, it's technology versus tradition.
Yes,
Dude,
that is true.
leather forever.
Leather forever. God, those helmets are sweet though.
Oh, they're so cool.
So cool. I wish we had the hybrid ones, like that were actually poly, but look like the leather with the
Yeah.
whatever. I will say, with our new helmets, with the flip down visor, not the big flip up, but
Yep,
the one
the
that's in
interior.
there. I never use it.
I use them a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
I
Like
just
whenever
flip
you
down.
need eye protection,
Yeah.
it's just flip it down.
I just use the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Preference.
dude, and then after I won't go into way after the conference, but when we went to St. Elmo's, remember
Yes.
that? Dude,
Oh,
this guy can eat. And like, okay, St. Elmo's is like the like so fancy, so fancy. When you walk in, like everyone was wearing suit and ties at the first floor,
Yeah.
and then our like waitress or waiter was like guiding us, and he's like, "We're gonna take you goons to the basement and like, go down." And it's still fancy, but
Yeah.
anyways, so such great food and stuff. But yeah, you ordered what was like a 500-ounce steak.
It was massive.
It was so
It was
big.
prime rib.
Yeah, and you put the whole thing away like nothing. Like,
I was not letting that go to waste.
oh
it
my
was so
god,
good.
Paul! I was like, this is insane. Like, it was the one of the biggest steak I've ever seen, and like for you to be functioning after that,
You remember the shrimp cocktail and the
so
horseradish sauce?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my god. And like the little old fashions they had too was so good. I don't know what that bill was. We didn't pay for it though.
Doesn't matter.
It's a good trip. I really enjoyed that trip. That was
You want
fun.
to go back?
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's April.
April.
As long as it doesn't coincide with my anniversary.
Yeah. Okay. I got. Oh, I did send. I got confirmation about the officer training. So
Sweet.
I don't know how. Starts January 30th. It shouldn't go until April. It's only a 40-hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get that.
Climbing the ladder.
Jesus. Yeah. I wish some of these rattle reels would pop off here. Do you ice fish a lot?
Not
Guess I
very
really
much.
didn't. What's that?
Not as much as I want.
Yeah.
Spare time's hard to come by.
Okay,
but
good. Because like, if these go off, you know what you're doing.
I'm the man.
Okay, good. I hope
I'll
this
probably
happens.
miss.
No. So I thought it was a cool little trip you had. Maybe it was last year or the year before, but tell us about your Lambeau Field experience with the stair climb.
Oh, the stair climb?
Yeah.
I was just talking about that yesterday
Yeah.
at a training we had and how cool it is. So Pierce they're a fire truck manufacturer, puts on this stair climb in remembrance of 9/11 and the firefighters that perished, trying to rescue people in the towers. And they hold this huge event at Lambeau Field, and you walk in, and then you just start climbing stairs.
Yep.
And you go up one
With
section.
all your, well, not all of it, but you have your gear, not your pack.
It depends on your preference. Like,
Right.
there's people that do it full dressed, full SCBA. It's tough. So you go in, up a section, down a section, up a section, down a section, around the entire
Just around,
stadium.
yeah.
And it's equivalent to the amount of stairs that the firefighters had to climb on 9/11, to get to do what they could before the towers collapsed. But it's such a humbling experience. Very, it's emotional. I mean, you got bagpipes playing when you're walking in the stadium.
And it's not like just a couple guys. Like, there is
thousands.
I didn't do it. I saw pictures of you guys posting, and I'll probably overlay some of the stuff on here. But I do want to do that. If you do it again,
I'm in. Every year, September,
Yeah.
As close to September 11th, the closest weekend.
I think that's a cool trip. And I've never been to Lambeau, so
That was the first time I was there.
I feel like a horrible Wisconsinite.
Never been there.
I'm gonna cut that out. But no, I'm not.
No, very, very humbling, very
Yeah.
cool experience. Like,
Yep.
you're doing something in remembrance of them.
Right.
Your entry fee, it's all donated to survivors or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very cool, very humbling experience.
You do a couple of those things too, like not just the stair climb. There was like a 5K in town that you ran with all your gear on, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine did a 5K, like, fully outfitted turnout. Didn't have a pack on, but it was cool.
And then ran
Just
5K. Like,
just see if you can do it.
Right.
And I mean, if you think, okay, the fire service.
Yeah.
There is no other profession besides professional sports that you would need the kind of physical conditioning that you're supposed to have in the fire service.
Man.
Like, and I by no means in a great shape.
Same.
I could always be better, but like when you're called on and the physical demands that's put on you is astronomical. So like,
Dude, when we do like Rick training and stuff,
yeah,
basically when you're trying to save one of your own dudes in a structure, like dragging them out, like that is so hard,
yeah,
and you're on air, like
yeah. So the training, okay, pretend there's down firemen. Wait, 220
oh
ish.
240.
Okay, I was
Yeah, yeah, right.
no offense. So he weighs 240. A full set of turnout gear and an SCBA weighs about 75 pounds. So you in full gear over 300,
Yeah.
and someone has to grab on and either lift or drag you. And in training, it's usually on a concrete floor,
Yeah.
relatively smooth. I
Right.
mean, in a
On a
real
fire ground,
scenario,
there's shit everywhere.
it might be carpet.
Everywhere.
You might have to go upstairs. Very physically demanding.
It's very humbling when you I fell off my my fitness wagon, but we're getting better at it. And one of like the pivotal moments where I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in bad shape right now," was when we were doing some Rick training, and I think I was dragging, I don't know, James or something, and I almost whipped my mask off like in full panic. Like
Yeah.
I had to just like just settle down. You're fine. Keep breathing. And got him out. And I didn't say a word to anybody. I was like, yeah, I was doing that, and I almost lost my shit, but didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, this is a good wake up call, because if this was a real life, that would have been bad. So,
Yep.
yes, we're on that train again.
Yeah, Rick, for anyone that doesn't, or RIT is rapid intervention crew or rapid intervention team. Like
Yep.
when we have a structure fire, if we send someone into it, there's always a team of people stationed outside, fully kitted, ready to go. If something happens to the people inside,
Yep.
those people are there to go in and rescue or figure out what's going on. So
Perfect. I'm glad you elaborated, because I don't think about that stuff. I'm just like,
oh,
just talk-
acronyms?
yeah.
Dude, fire service full of acronyms.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like when I said RIT, I didn't elaborate. So like, probably the majority of people watching this, maybe not, are in the fire service or anything, but like, I'm glad you elaborated on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, full of acronyms. That military everything. It's confusing at sometimes.
We're a very military based organization.
Yeah.
Similar. You have ranks of officers and stuff. And any memorable calls that you've had? I want to hear yours. Everyone has different perspectives.
Yeah. The one you just talked about, like I wasn't like with the not drown big, the ice rescue, like that was memorable for me, just to see what kind of impact we can have on the right time. Like, so I got to that call not late, like, dude, I'm always late. Like this sounds, let me elaborate on that. Like I live probably one of the farthest guys from our department. So when I do get a call, I try my best to get there as fast as I can, but I'm usually stuck with that orange girl, like that big orange bus, and I'll get there at the end really, but I made it to that one and saw the end of it, and yeah, saw him basically blue, and like saw you and Austin too, like kind of the look on your guys' faces, like winded, but also it was like, God, I can't explain this. Like, it looked like you guys were so damn proud, but also like saw a ghost at the same time of like,
Yeah.
this could have been really bad. And that was very like seeing him in the bus, like getting warm. He's alive. His dog's alive. All good. That was pretty memorable. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any other ones like.
Were you on the dairy fire?
Yeah, a little bit at the end.
I mean, that
was a shit show.
A once in a career
right.
A fire. But
I do remember when I first started out and I was basically a bottle bitch. Like I didn't go through my fire 1 or A and B, so I basically just helped out as best as I could. Kind of like a not a probationary period, but you're on the department, but
You can't do a whole
you
lot.
can't do a whole lot. But you can change bottles, you can wrap hose line, you just learn the ropes.
Yep.
And so I remember I was changing like Aaron Bentley's bottle, and we were on Northwest Passage fire.
Yep.
And so it was a mutual with Webster, and they were on like the south side shooting 2 inch, and we were on the north side shooting 2 inch. And I remember just minding my own business, just changing bottles, and then I get just bashed by a streamline like directly in the nose. And I was like, dang it. So someone must have cleared a path or whatever, and
Yep.
I got it pretty good right in the
Oh,
mouth.
the pressure.
Oh my! I know, man. This is kind of bothering me because, like, I know there's, oh, the most memorable fire I had. It has its highs and lows because it was a cabin. No, it wasn't. It was a house. It was very cabin feel. It was a super nice home cabin with hand picked logs and everything. And
Oh.
the kitchen had a loft area, and the beams that came out, they were all hand carved of like animals' faces. There's like a bear, an eagle, and I think a deer coming out. And it was a chimney fire. Yeah, because Webster's ladder truck was there, and it got froze in.
Yep.
Holy cow! And yeah, we were going in. So it was me and Josh. We went in initially, and we couldn't see anything. So like, Josh was on the hose line. I had the heat gun, and like I'm just grabbing him, and we're just like searching around for hot spots in there. Well, then maybe it was Sissy that was behind me. Like, well, anyways, like we lost water pressure, and all of a sudden, like we look back, and our hose got cut, and it was like, so we like dove on it, crimped it, cut the line, got that off, and then it was just a beautiful house. So we kind of got it under control a little bit, but it was still in the attic,
ceiling,
or hot ceiling or whatever. So then we kind of transferred to, all right, we're probably going to lose this side of the house, so let's get everything of value, which is another big thing with structure fires. Is like we try to save as much as we can, like anything that's valuable, whether it be like photographs or I don't know, just anything that looks sentimental. We try to save as much as we can. That goes a long ways. So a lot of us got packed up. We're moving stuff out. It's still smoky, but there's like a ton of deer mounts, just like nice birch bark canoe. There's a ton of just old stuff in there. Well, then there's this giant moose head. I hope I get to the bottom of this story, but it's a big moose head. So me and Josh are like, oh, we should get this out of here. And then there's some other guy, I don't know whose department, because there's Siren, Webster,
Danbury, Jackson.
There's a couple. It's like I don't know who that guy was, but we're like packed up. We're like, hey, we're gonna drop this moose head. Are you gonna catch it? And he's like, yep. So me and Josh climb up there, and we knew we had to like shift it up, and it was probably gonna drop.
Yep.
I didn't know how heavy it was, and we basically dropped a moose head on this guy, and it just drove him straight into the ground.
Oh no!
And he's just like, oh, this fucking moose head just. Oh. Anyway, I don't see. This is like I don't know who that guy was, so I hope someone's like comments like, it was me, idiots.
You threw a moose at me.
Right. But so we get that out. Actually, it was kind of a mess because like we had to do like the turn the left antler here and get it out of the sliding glass door.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of stuff out of it. Ended up, we had someone with was it Hopkins came out?
Hopkins came with the excavator.
So, and down below, we saved a lot of the dude's guns, and that was like kind of made me a little nervous. We're just like,
Yeah.
at first, I was like checking every single one, like, all right, here, clear, 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 and then it was like, we got to get out now. We're like, we've got like pistols and our turnout gears and everything just coming out, but ended up saving half the house, right?
Yep.
Half was totally tore down, but I think the guy rebuilt it.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a. I know exactly the fire. Beautiful, beautiful
It was
home.
such a cool house.
And I got a funny story from that one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, I was with Webster. It was our district, so we were the first ones there. I was one of the first people in. I don't remember who was with me.
I hope we get to the bottom of both of these guys.
I know it. So, smoky. I mean,
yeah, you couldn't see
smoky.
anything in there.
Army crawling in, trying to find the seat of the fire. Try to guess from the outside. Okay, the chimney's over here, so you could go in the entryway, through the great room, living room. I mean, huge. So, army crawling, can't see nothing. I come face to face with a freaking like grizzly bear rug on the floor. So it's just like face to face with this grizzly mouth. Oh my god. But
there's so many animals. There's ducks, geese, like all super nice mounts, and
yeah,
I think we saved a lot of stuff in there.
We did. It is tragic.
Yeah.
Fire is such destructive, and it don't give a fuck.
Dude. So, every single house fire I've been on, and I think you agree that you look over, and if the homeowner's there, they all have the same expression on their face, and it's so terrible to see. They're literally standing at the side, watching, just losing everything, and it's just the same body language, everything, and it's just like this dull stare of like, and I hate looking at it. Like,
yeah,
it sucks.
It is tragic, and man, but on the flip side, if you get there fast enough to make a difference, if you save one photo album, one sentimental piece of something, and that's all they have, like there's nothing that can replace that.
No.
And
dude, that's awesome when you can like hand them something, like back to that, like the moose head fire. Like I saw in a cupboard, there's like these Le Creuset or whatever, like awesome cookware. I was like, holy shit, that's expensive. So I grabbed it and I like handed it to the lady, and she was just like, oh my god, I didn't want to lose these. My whatever gave this to me for his gift, and like that means quite a bit when you save something in there that was really sentimental to them.
Yeah, you think about that gratitude, like that whoever that person is, they just lost almost everything. You showed up, you kicked their door down, you flooded their entire house,
hundreds of gallons, thousands of gallons into
and they're like, thank you. We wish we could have done more.
Exactly. Are you gonna get more fire tattoos?
Maybe.
You should.
Fill out the sleeve.
Yeah, you should. Anything else you want to cover?
Dude, talk about some wildland stuff.
Oh, I cannot believe I forgot about that.
It's in the news.
Okay, dude, thank you. Oh my god, yes, you have a specific insight to all things wildland, and I want to hear about it.
Some things. I'm by no means high up in the wildland world.
Yeah, but it's so different. Like you okay? So from we can also aid in wildland, but like that's not our primary thing with Siren Fire, right?
Correct.
And I think maybe most people have the kind of think that with wildland you just fight more with water in the woods, but like that's not the case. No. You're rarely using water.
Water is rare.
Yeah. So how do you do it?
So, well, depends on the area. Midwest, so around here we do a lot of dozer work. Like if there's wildland, DNR gets called. They bring their dozers. They're plowing bare mineral soil around the fire to contain it, so it can't burn past the breaks, they call it.
Yep.
Um,
It's the coolest. I've seen that one time, and it was actually right next to my grandma's property.
Yep.
And that thing sticks that blade in the ground, and it just hucks thousands of pounds of dirt in each way. It's crazy. It's cool though. Like holy shit, that machine is built like
oh yeah, completely caged.
Yeah.
Fireproof curtains inside. They
Yeah.
got a shower system inside in case you get too hot, and
insane.
protection for the
Yeah.
operator and stuff. And it's dozers are used a lot everywhere.
Yep.
And then so I've been to California 3 times fighting fires out there, and it's a totally different world. I mean, you factor in the terrain. You can't use dozers there. I mean, it's hand crews and
Yep.
helicopters. Like, that's how they fight fire.
You guys hike in, or do they like helicopter you in? Or
Either way,
either way?
yeah. So a hand crew is like 20 people, 20-person crew. You have a couple people that are sawyers. They carry the chainsaws,
Yep.
and you're putting in that mineral break by hand.
Yeah. Scraping with plaskies and stuff.
Yep. You got dudes with hand tools, just
Literally just all physical work.
yes.
Just Jesus.
Props to those guys. I mean,
Dude,
I experienced it a
whole nother
little.
world,
That is
like,
hard work.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you get okay? One of my like dream jobs, and I love seeing this too, like with those fires now, is the water bombers.
yeah.
Dude, I'm like,
So impressive.
yeah, like with my aviation background, like I might know like a little bit more in like what it takes to do that,
Yeah.
and it blows my mind, like how precise and how much control they have over. It blows my mind. That's it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so impressive. Like, and they're dialed in. I mean, out west, you'll never see a fire here like there is out west, just because of the terrain,
Yeah.
the fuels, the droughts. Crazy. Yeah, like the comparison. They call us, we're both firefighters, you know, wildland and a structure, but the similarities pretty much end there. Like, there's
Yeah. No SCBAs. Nothing. Just
no.
handkerchiefs.
Yeah, a structure department shows up to a building that's burning, surrounds it, drowns it. A wildland firefighter shows up to a fire that's moving.
Yeah. Way more in tune with like the weather. I mean, we are too, but not like those guys were like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take a structure fire that's moving in all directions.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing. And it's amazing that they're so dialed in out there with the incident management stuff. Like, you can have thousands of people on a single fire, and
Right.
everything runs so smoothly. You know, you have your superior that you take orders from, and they have their superior, and it's all about chain of command.
Yeah.
Everything runs so
Communication with that too is probably.
smoothly. Yeah.
Because you guys are not like directly on it like a line, like it's kind of spread out a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all about where you're assigned, you know, what you're doing. You get,
Good.
okay, you're on this fire from point A to point B.
Yep.
Call it division, whatever, hotel. And that's your sectional line. And you have to take care of that. Like, you
Nice.
put it out, keep it from spreading.
Yep.
Go in, mop it up.
What do you guys eat out there?
The incidents I was on, they had caterers.
Okay.
So they actually have trailers that come in and feed
Oh,
you.
cool.
Feed you.
I don't know if you guys like pack, like literally just packed your own food, like granola bars, Mountain House things,
Oh, yeah.
and then just ate. Oh, you do.
Yeah, so like initial attack before all the support is
Yep.
set up. Yeah, you're on your own. Like, you're eating
Shit.
MREs,
Yes.
granola bars, jerky, whatever you got in your
I mean, I
pack.
do like those. I had a Mountain House right before you got here.
Hey,
Oh, I love those.
good stuff. But yeah, they take very good care of you. Very demanding job. They got to keep calories in you, or you're
Yeah.
gonna tip over.
Oh, yeah.
So, food is a big priority.
Did you get into that from being in the DNR? Like, how they pull you to go to California? Or
Yeah.
do you just,
So,
hey,
yeah, I started with the DNR,
Yeah.
locally, as they call you a fire rider. So you're hired in the springtime, which is the fire season in Wisconsin, and you sit at the station and wait for something to happen.
Yeah.
And then, that's how that's how I got into the wildland world. And
Yeah.
then once you get certain qualifications, um, then you can list nationally. Like, yeah, I'm available from this date to this date to go wherever you want to send me. And they'll put together a crew of multiple different people with different qualifications, and they'll call you like, can you leave tomorrow?
so there's a national roster
Yeah.
with, okay, that can pull guys from
Anywhere
West
in the
Coast
States.
to East Coast, vice versa.
Yep.
That's kind of a cool program.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they need a ton of dudes right now.
Yeah. Even right now, they're talking sending Wisconsin resources to Southern California.
Yeah. My sister lives in like LA, around there.
Yeah.
So like when that was happening, I like called her every day. I'm like, "You okay? You okay?" Like it terrified me, but she's like, "Oh, I'm totally fine." It's not. Which she's in a area where it's very likely that it will not hit them. So
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, that's how I got into it. Been out 3 times. Yeah.
You
it's
going?
neat. Huh?
You going? You going now?
I hope so.
Yeah?
I don't know. I would. I would love
Yeah.
to go. I'll go anytime.
Right. I know you would. You live and breathe this, and I love it. Love it.
Anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. No, that's got to be nuts. Just being with. Okay, how long of stints do you guys stay out there on line? Like, do you get flip flopped like shift wise, where it's like you guys are out 12 hours, you guys come back to camp, or is it like a hotel or
Camp.
camp?
Yeah, the scenes I was on, ICP, Instant Command Post.
Yep.
That's where you show up, you get your orders, and then you go out to the fire. Like,
Yeah.
they might not even be in the same area,
Yep.
but the Instant Command Post is where everything happens. I mean, you sleep there, you get fed there. Yeah, everything. Show up there, get checked in, get your orders, go out on the line, and you're out there. Yeah, it could be anywhere 12, 16 hours a day, depending
Right.
what your assignment, what your mission, whatever.
Yeah.
So you go out, put in your full shift. They send a packed lunch with you. It's usually dog shit.
Ah, man. It'd be one of those. I feel like it was gonna be one of those things like, dude, it's tough. Like you're doing 16 hours, but man, the food's really good.
No, you're getting like
No.
a cold sandwich, no condiments, like a can of Vienna sausage.
Warm, just lukewarm Vienna sausages.
But it meets the standards. Like,
Yeah.
it gives you enough calories to get you through the day.
Right?
So
Yeah. Give me just a can of Spam.
yeah, it's an experience. So you're out on the line, you're busting your ass your entire shift, 12, 16 hours.
You're literally
a day.
scraping the ground to make it bare, so that no fuels can get burnt. You're taking away the fuels. That's the main goal.
That's the name of the game in wildland. Like, prevent it from going farther by
Yeah.
taking away what it can burn. Yep. And then you go back to ICP, grab a dinner, quick shower. They got trailer showers,
Oh,
whatever.
nice.
Crawl into your tent, and sleep for a couple
Do you have
hours.
to share tents?
No,
I won't tell anyone.
no. And funny you should mention that. When you're with someone
Yep.
that long, okay, you wake up, you have breakfast together, you do a 16-hour shift together, you have dinner together.
Yeah.
Like, your sleeping time is the only time you're not with
Yeah.
your crew. So
Yeah.
that's your private
I'm
time.
sure you get pretty close with those guys. Like, okay, when they take a pool of people, like, hey, we're going to take you guys from our national pool of dudes, come out here, put you with a bunch of other people. Like, do you stay in contact with any of those guys? that you've been in?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made some pretty close friends that I still talk to.
Nice.
And you show up that first day, you don't know boobar shit about that guy. Like,
Dude, I know. Or
so you make friends really quick. You
yeah.
learn each other's, mannerisms or
Yeah.
whatever, and you like, God, I hate when this fucker breathes.
Yeah.
You
Dude.
get that point. Yeah. But you
And-
spend that much time together, it's bound to happen.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But then after your 14 days is usually how long your stint is.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yep. Get sent out 14 days, not including travel. So if it takes you 2 days to get there, it's 18 days total. You're gone. You
It's a
can
good
get
amount of time.
extended. My last trip, I was gone for like 23 days.
Yeah, we all missed you.
I had a good time.
No, we actually were just like, when is he coming back? At our meetings and stuff. Yeah. No, I saw a thing that James put on, just kind of going over we had 76 total calls for 2024,
Yes, sir.
and I think, like I said earlier, only 7 of those were structure fires that were
7.
probably mutual. So I think the majority of our calls that we get, I think there's 19 that were like smoke
Alarms.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the next in line was a lift assist. So
Yep.
that's a big part.
Ew. Bust out some fire safety alarms.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
Carbon
was gonna-
monoxide.
I'll probably play you. I don't have it, but I feel like everyone has now. Like I feel like only firefighters are gonna know this sound, but like when you hear a pass alarm, did you instantly like everyone has their own little jiggle? You notice that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for the viewers or listeners, there's this thing on your pack. It's called a pass alarm, and it it detects movement. That's it. It just detects movement. If you
Yep.
stay still for, I think a minute,
Yep.
60 seconds, it goes like, and then it gradually gets so loud.
Louder and louder.
And it's basically to signal that there's a down firefighter. That's it. So if you hear that pass alarm inside, like, it's bad. I mean, you hear it all the time, but if it's like consistently and someone's not, you can only shut it off if you do the jiggle, like, and everyone has their own little jiggle. It's funny as hell.
A little wiggle.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go into one of our trucks and I'll show you guys what our pass alarms do. Here's our main truck. We got our jump seats with our packs, pump panel, and we'll just grab one of these packs out. All right, so we got our pack on. And what we're gonna do is turn our air on, and once our air on, our pass alarm automatically turns on. So then we wait. If we're completely still, it'll go off, simulating a down firefighter. So we'll be patient here, wait till it goes off. Right there. And it will get louder and louder, and all you have to do is do a little, and then it goes off. It gets super loud though, like you can manually just like press it and then, yep. That's it. Oh my God. And it's so infuriating when someone just does not take care of it. Like, can you just move a bit? That's it.
Or lay your pack down and don't shut it off. So
Oh,
it's just scream.
my God.
But safety. It's all
Yeah.
about safety. Keep moving.
Yeah. One thing I did kind of want to touch on was like if there's anybody younger that is like, hey, you know what? I really enjoyed listening to Paul and Dayton's stories and might want to join the Siren Fire Department or the Webster, whatever. Like
Or any.
it doesn't matter. Like, what's the process to get into that?
I mean, give us a call. Like, hey, you don't even have to go through the application process. Like, come check it out.
Yeah.
Come sit in on a meeting or watch a training and
Right.
see what we do.
Yeah. It's literally like when I was thinking about joining, like I didn't know how simple it was. It's not simple. It's just like I put so much emphasis on it, like I never sought information on it. So hopefully with this, maybe if someone's like thinking about it, like just come check it out. If you see anybody that's on a department, I'm sure everyone that's on one right now, if you come to them and is like, hey, I'm kind of interested, like they'll guide you.
What do I do?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. There is a process. Like there is a you get voted on and stuff. At least this is for Siren. I don't know about Webster, but
Yeah, same process.
yeah.
But it's a basic paper application.
Yep.
Fill it out, a little bit of info about
Right.
you. We'll have you come in, do a pretty informal interview. Ask, why do you want to be a firefighter?
Yeah. I want to play with water.
All right, cool.
You're in.
Yeah, really an informal process. Yeah, and then we, meet you, vote you on, get you set up with the gear, send you through an entry level class
Yep.
before you can before you're put in an unsafe situation.
Right.
You get through entry level, and they
Right.
teaches you all the basics, and then yeah, the sky's the limit from there.
Right. It's not as hard. So if anybody's watching this, listening to this, and interested, just literally just pull some of the guys aside that you know that are in the department, ask them. Yeah, maybe shadow them for a little bit. Obviously not on a fire ground or anything, but yeah, there's always monthly trainings and stuff. See what you're getting into. Pick their brains on some stories. Like it's very challenging. Like yes, it's a time commitment, but it is extremely rewarding.
Absolutely.
Right, dude. And I will preach about this a lot too. It's like I feel like if you like you know the saying that's like it takes a village to raise a child, like raise somebody.
Yeah.
Like, man, if you are in a community that is given to you, like everything, and like I feel like it's your duty, if you're able to give back somehow. So that's kind of why like I felt like I wanted to join our department. Like I was able. It's something I feel like someone should do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, super easy.
it is.
Find someone that's on a department, or even send a DM to their Facebook
Right,
page.
Right. And I'll leave a link to Siren's Fire's Facebook page.
Sure.
And your personal number.
Hey.
No, I'm joking.
911.
Well, I keep getting these.
No, don't call
Yeah.
911 unless
Yeah,
you're having an
don't
emergency.
do that. Don't do that. I mean, if an emergency,
By all
absolutely, we'll be there.
We'll come for you.
But no, I think, yeah, I'll put all the links to, Siren Fire.
It's tight knit community. For
It
sure.
is very,
I mean,
yeah.
I've made lifelong friends.
Yeah.
I'll never forget you being one of them.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like, so, no, like you might be on a different department, but for the most part, like all these structures around here, you get mutual aided. So you know all the other firefighters on surrounding areas. So
oh, even like FDIC, there's 30,000 firefighters. You can walk up to any one of them and start
Yeah.
talking fire.
that's it.
Brother.
Oh my god.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I
You
love
can
it.
talk to anybody anywhere about fire stuff.
And not to sugarcoat or be all dreary, but like there is some hard shit, like emotional stuff that you might have to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the job.
Yep.
And you factor that in.
Right.
You can't always do what you want to do, what you wish you could do. You can't save every house. You can't save every person.
Right.
But man, if you can save someone, you just made a world of difference.
Yep.
So gratifying.
It is gratifying, man. I think this went great, man.
I love this. This was
was
fun.
good. I knew we weren't going to talk a lot about ice fishing. Like, I was happy. I'm very passionate about fire service. I know Paul is too. He does an amazing job. Like, he is humble as hell, and
I
dude, you
appreciate
do a
it.
great job. You do a great job.
I want to make those mustache guys
make-
proud
Oh yeah.
from our past, you know.
Yes. Yep.
They set a high bar.
Well, I think that's it, man. I had a lot of time. I had a blast talking to you, kind of getting the word out about some of the fire service ins and outs, a couple stories. Yeah, and I hope if anybody's interested, they reach out. Anything else?
Support your local fire department.
Support your local fire department. Go to the fundraisers. It means a lot to us.
It's
Yeah.
what gets us by,
Yes. Right.
honestly.
The fundraisers are huge for us, so support your local fire departments. That's it. Thanks for stopping.
Absolutely, man. This was a blast.
Man, I love this.
We could talk for days.
We could talk for days. We could talk for days. But I only have
Episode
so much
2.
room on my cards, and you got hockey. Anyways, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys listening. Thank you, Paul, again for Chief Paul. Sorry. Thanks for stopping. And if you liked what you heard, like what you saw, please leave me a like and subscribe. Really helps this thing grow. And we'll scoop you later.
Scoop you later.
Cut.
Bro.
Never had an angle like this on it.
Yeah, bro. Ooh! Ooh! That's the first one! Yes! Give it some love in here. Yeah, brother.
First
Dude. Hold on, we're gonna get other. Okay, so after the fact, we're just bullshitting around, and Paul lands a 16, and that is your
First walleye ever.
just made this night epic. Look at that thing.
What a beaut. Look at the loins on it.
Yeah. It's got shoulders.